Hello and welcome back to another episode of Farming Life at La Forge. For those of you who are new here, my name is Laura and this channel is all about our farming lives here in France. Okay, so today Dad is cutting up a tree that fell down in one of our fields. I am the man.
Trees on here. Okay, we're here going to timber. It's time of the year, even though we're at it all through the year. These trees fell. There's some of them up there that fell last year and we didn't do them, so now we're going to do them, chop them up and split them with our log splitter before we put cattle in here. This is our kind of winter place for some cattle as well, and there's a river there. We never have a problem with water, and it's a lovely dry lie up there for them. This is our log splitter. That's our two chainsaws. We bring them with us. I usually bring 4 blades when I'm going cutting, especially trees like that are very hard on blades. It's all oak here, and that's our 14-ton log splitter. It's either 14 or 16. And when the saws come off, that's just for transporting it, and it's attached to a David Brown 990. So I'll tell you the story of how we got that. I always like the David Browns. I love the look of them. That's our David Brown 990. Did some work on it when I served my time on David Browns. Wasn't that many in our town where we came from. There was only one actually, but I always used to love working on it. And was going through the internet here about 3 years ago, and I seen this one up for scrap, up for pieces. Looked okay on the picture. Now it's dusty now because I can't power wash it because it's too cold the weather to take out the power washer or to freeze. So we said we'd take a chance to go off up for it. This is up in the Jura Mountains, and went up. It actually started with a pull and drove it up in the trailer. It cost €900. Not too bad. Once I got a good wash and an oil change and a service, that's all I did with it. Now all it does is log splitting, because it has a 2-speed PTO, and just I love the colour scheme. I love the orange and the white. I actually prefer the orange and the white to the brown and white. Seat, everything was very original on it. So there's even weights for the front of it. I have them taken off now. That's the way the tyres came, everything like that. So I'm very pleased with it altogether. Didn't give that no bother at all. But okay, we don't do that much with it. But I love the sound of the David Brown. And I know the gearbox in them are a bit piggish, alright, but when you get used to them, it's okay. So this is, we're going to start chopping some of this now and then split it, and Laura is here as well to lift it up with the Nano2 when I take the weight off the saw.
Okay, so the camera ran out of battery yesterday, but basically just to show you what we got done. So I have all our logs, they're sectioned off into about a metre. We kind of do it roughly. The wood burner, I will show you it in the house now in just a second. So the wood burner takes a little bit longer than a metre, maybe about 1.5 meters, but we do metre long logs roughly. We don't measure them, we just kind of eye them up metre long so that they're easier to handle. So then these logs will be split for the most of them. So these bigger ones here. We have got skinnier logs, they're still quite thick. Normally you would split them. Logs like that, we don't split them. We leave them separate for night times, or if there's a day where we're going away, just because they will fill up and they will take a lot longer to burn, so we can keep the fire ticking over like that, compared to during the day where we put in the split logs, because they're easier and because they burn better. So we don't actually cut down any trees ourselves, we don't need to. In the summertime we do get a few storms, they won't be the biggest, strongest storms, but when we get lightning there's always 1 or 2 trees that will fall down and we will cut them then. So we have the 2 trees that I showed you Dad cutting, so this one and the one that he was splitting earlier. In France, wood is one of the biggest heating sources. There's no turf like in Ireland. You don't get the bog, probably because it's just not wet enough for turf. So it's mainly wood. There is a lot of wood. We here have all oak, so just about every tree here that you can see behind me and all our woods, they're all oak trees. So a lot of the French, they do a lot of stacks, and one thing that they are definitely very neat for is their stacks of wood. So they split the wood and they tend to have enough supply for about 2 years, so they cut their wood 2 years in advance to let it dry out. We don't, we cut it for about a year to let it dry out, and then when we run out we just split this kind of stuff. It's falling down, it's dead anyways, so it's not like we're cutting down perfectly good trees that are just going to be very, very wet wood. It's already quite dry. But yeah, the French are very neat, and they will always have stacks out in the field, so they'll have a field with a big long line of stacked wood and just a small cover over the top, and they'll let that dry out for 2 years and use it, and then they'll bring it in according as they need it. So that is just the French way of doing things. We really like the wood. It's a nice way to have to heat the house rather than electric or gas, and we definitely do not miss the turf back in Ireland. It is another job, but it's a lot nicer of a job to do rather than the turf. And yeah, it's also great for when we do have trees fall down like that, that we're able to tidy them up and use it and not get rid of them one way or another. We can just burn them to heat the house in the winter. Okay, just before I show you where we stack the wood, I'm going to show you our chainsaws. So this is where Dad keeps all his chainsaws, and we keep all of our petrol based equipment here just to keep them away from the sparks in the garage. So it's 2 of these chainsaws we actually bought in Ireland. We do keep them chained and locked up, just to make sure that no one comes down here to steal them. And yeah, then Dad has all the chains hanging here, so all the different sizes. Just because having them in a box would obviously they just get all knotted up, you wouldn't know which one is which, so you'd have to take them all unknotted just to figure out which one it is you want. And then here is the little grinder with a light. Don't know if you can see with the light. So there's the little grinder, just for sharpening the blades. So that's what he uses. When we go out when we go cutting, we usually bring about 2 or 3 blades per chainsaw, and we probably bring about 2 chainsaws, just because when we're out cutting, we like to just be able to get it done, and then if we need to sharpen blades we can come back here in the evening and then just sharpen them, rather than wasting time out during daylight and sharpening chainsaw blades. Look, it's out, Jess, go get him. Oh, they won't get out again. So this here is the shed that we have for the wood. So we do fill it up, we do stack it just in the shed off the trailer, and then we would leave it there to dry out during the summer, or whenever we cut it to whenever we need it. We try and have them drying out for about a year. However, because we do again use the wood that falls down, use the trees that fall down, it doesn't need to dry as long. So then when we split timber, so this is the timber that we split the other day. When we split it, we can just fill up this old trailer, and then Dad can back it in here under the roof so it can dry out, ready to be burnt. And then we can just take timber off the back of it here. So timber off the back of it here just to bring it into the house, and then we have a little stack in the house that I'll show you now next to the wood burner, and then burn that. And when that's burnt, then we can go out and collect more and bring it in. Yeah, we stack it in here if it's going to be waiting and needs to dry out for a while, but if we're just using it, we'll use the trailer like this. It's just a lot easier for us And then again, yeah, we have the stack of the waste timber that we have over there. And then Celtic Silt shed. So now I will bring you into the house. Alright, this is our utility area. So where the big log burner is inside the house. So we have our stack of wood in here. This is also Jesse's room at night time. And then this is the big wood burner. Jesse, move. I don't know how far back you can see in there. So that's the wood burner, all the wood in there. So this here, if you can see, is the length of it. So it goes from there to there. So it fits about 1.5 meters logs. We cut our logs to 1 meter long, just to make it a lot easier. We get great heat out of it. And then here, and these areas here and here are just letting oxygen. So then once that's tightened there, the lighting is not good. It's pretty much safe, you can touch anywhere. It does not burn hot, it's just warm, it's just quite warm, but it's not hot. So here then, Dad added this on for putting the boots on. So especially for the winter time, when obviously when the wood is going, the heat of the wood burner heats up this, which heats up the boots. He also added this on. And yes, that's the wood burner. This here is also an oil burner, so if we haven't got wood and we need backup oil, but we never use it. The wood burner is really enough to heat the whole house. So you have the pipes here that go in and heat along the radiators inside. I'll show you one of the radiators. And then we have our water up there. That's electric, that's not run off the wood burner. But we've recently installed this, only actually a few days ago. We had one in there since we arrived. So we had a water heater in here. So the one when we moved in that was there, it only actually burnt out a few days ago. So Dad put in a new one. So yeah, the first one was in there for 14 years. Hopefully this one we should get another good whack out of it. And yeah, so that's the system there. And then of course this is the utility area and Jesse's bedroom. So I just have our washing machine and dryer. Our stand there for holding all our lights, headlights, flashlights. And then just obviously for putting in our hats, so we all have a reach locker, and then our medicine cabinet. See, this is the back door, so this is where we come in after work, and we have all our coats, so we strip off anything dirty before going into the house. Come on in. So then this here is the big old French radiators. So water heating again with the fireplace, so you can see all the pipes there. And then these are just all over the house, and this is what heats the living room.
The fire relations go up the road.
What do you think?
Superb. I am the superior from the superior race.
Can't see you. She's not there anymore. Did it hit you, ma'am? Was the washer hitting you? It was? Good. I can't see you.
What's that?
She gave the thumbs up. Well, that's it.
So, it blows the full width of the 50-foot pin. No bother. I have a bit of an extension on there, but there's no need for it, where the tape is. Just, yeah, but there's no need for that. Emily was standing out there and it was hitting her in the face, so there's no flies on her for a while. Also, we still have the lance here, so we can do their heads or spread it out.
Hang on, there's a cow.
To use this back.
Hang on, there's a cow.
Shut up! Shut up! So,
Now,
to use this, all we have to do is just switch the pipes and we can use this for spraying the yard. It's not in the way and it works well. Another big reason as well for this is that we can use it in the summer with the cattle are lying around trees or that to treat them for flies. It's a big job to bring in cattle every second day, sometimes to just treat them for flies, especially when you're at hay. So it's going to hopefully save a lot of time. I'll know in April whether they're treated enough for the lice when I see them going out, but I think they will be because I was looking at them there and they have a nice mist on their back. So I think it's a good job, but I'll know more in April, but it should work well for the flies as well out the field and for treating the heifers and dry cows up the field in the easy feeds. I won't have to bring them in. So it's going to hopefully save a good lot of time, and most of it was second hand. And we put the garret over the yoke as well.
finally.
That's all. With the pipes are there. So just change the head and stand and all, and I get Laura to paint it.
I didn't know about that.
That's it. Very happy with it. Doing this job, and that's it. All the cattle are done in less than 10 minutes. So
that's it for the blower. You saw it being used. It actually worked. I'm kind of surprised myself. So yeah, it worked well. Just to take that bit off the end, and he is done. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. For those of you who have been watching the blower since the start, now got to see it finished. So thanks for following along on that, and I'll see you in the next one.